Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today we are going to be making some fingerless gloves. So if you're not sure what fingerless gloves are, I've already got some samples here. I still need to weave in the ends, but we are going to be making these. And this project would be suitable for a beginner that has some basic crochet skills down. So if you know some basic stitches, this project would be perfect for you. And this project is also really good to use up scraps of yarn. I used 3 different balls of yarn, and as you can see, the colors on this one are slightly different than this one because I didn't realize it was color change yarn. I thought it was all this like purpley color, and here it kind of has some orange in it, as it was in a ball, so I couldn't really, a ball like this, so I couldn't see what was inside of it, but that's okay. I really like how these turned out. So why don't we get started? So you can make these in either a size small, which is this size that I made here because I have small hands. And to make these, the size small ones, you will need a G hook or 4.25 millimeter hook and an H hook or 5mm hook. If you want to make larger ones, then you will need an H hook and an I hook or 5.5mm hook. And then the directions would be the same, just using different hook sizes. And the yarn that we're going to be using, I'm going to use 3 different colors. So I have this green here, this green, and that green. So as I said, a really great project to use up bits of yarn, and also this works up pretty quickly, especially if you are a experienced crocheter. You should be able to make these in under 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour if you're super fast. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to work on the cuff first, and the directions will be different for the right and left fingerless glove. We're going to work on the left one first. So we will chain 8. Okay, so we have our 8 chains. Now we're going to work in the back bump of the chain. So if you've never done that before, so here is the front of the chain here. You're just going to turn your hook. And now you see a whole bunch of bumps on there. In the second bump from your hook, you're working a single crochet. And we're just going to single crochet all the way across in these bumps. And it's important to work in the back bump of this chain, and we'll understand as we get farther in the pattern. Sometimes it doesn't matter how you work in the chain, but for this particular project it does. So this project will be worked in rows and in rounds. So we're going to work in rows first. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we are going to work in the back loop. So I'm just turning my work so I can see the tops of my stitches right in that first stitch, just picking up that back loop and working a single crochet. This is row 2. Okay, and now we're going to chain 1 and turn. So rows 3 through 21, we are going to be repeating row 2. So that just means chain 1 turn, working in that back loop, and just single crocheting across. So I'm going to go off camera and work my 21 rows, and then we are going to turn this into a cuff. Okay, so here we go. I've got my 21 rows. So let's turn this into a cuff. So the nice thing is this is reversible, so it doesn't matter. We're just going to fold it up, so it doesn't matter what sides are touching. Oops, folding up the working yarn too. So I'm just folding it like that, and I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. So what we're going to do is we're going to work in the front loop of our first row. That's why we worked in that back bump of the chain, so that both ends look pretty much the same. So we're going to work in the front loop of the end of row 1 and the back loop of the end of row 21. And we're just going to single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way across. So it's going to be an almost seamless look, not quite. You'll be able to pick out the seam a little bit, but it's fairly seamless. And you should still have 7 single crochet. So I have one more stitch here, stitch 7. And there we go. So now we have our cuff here. So yeah, it looks fairly seamless. So now we're going to continue. And I'm still using my G hook. If you're using the larger size, then you would have used your H hook. So we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to single crochet around the ends of our cuff. And we're going to work 24 single crochet just evenly around. So you see that big space? I don't want to see any big gaps, so I'm just going to kind of grab a loop from here and here, and then that should help close that up. So that just is going, and see there's another big gap there. So let's work on the very, very end. I'm just particular. If those gaps don't bother you, then it's okay. So there's 3, 4. So I'm going to keep going, working my 24 single crochet. Alright, so I'm just about done round 1. I've worked my 24 single crochet around. And now I'm going to join with a slip stitch in my first stitch, and round 1 is complete. And I'm also going to switch hooks. So I'm switching to my H hook or 5mm hook. If you're using the larger, making the larger size, then you will want to switch to your I hook or 5.5mm hook. Alright, so let's begin round 2. So round 2, we're going to chain 1. And we're just going to half double crochet right in that same stitch. And we're going to half double crochet all the way around for round 2. So very easy round. So we'll have 24 half double crochet. And the directions are the same if you're making the larger size, just using different size hooks. That's all. That's the only difference. Alright, so we're just going to keep going, working 24 half double crochet, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I have worked round 2. I've worked my 24 half double crochet. So you can see I've got my another color here. I'm going to change colors. So what you want to do at the end of, let me just hold that there, the end of round 2 is we're going to join in the back loop of that first stitch. And as I'm joining, I'm going to grab, sorry, it wants to fall off the desk. So it looks very awkward, but it's because I'm trying to prevent it from falling off the desk. Alright, so I'm just going to join, complete the stitch. So I've got my yarn over there, and there we go. And then I'm going to take the darker color and just give that a little bit of a tug so everything looks nice and neat. Alright, so now we're going to work round 3. And rounds 3 and 4 will be the same. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to work in that back loop, and we're just going to half double crochet all the way around in the back loop here. And I'm not cutting this color, this dark green here, because I am going to use it farther in the pattern, and I will just carry it up the wrong side of my work so that I have less ends to weave in when it comes time for finishing. So for round 3 here, I'm just working even, 1 stitch in each, half double crochet in the back loop. When I get to the end of my round, I'm going to change into another green and I'm going to join in that back loop of the first stitch, and I will work round 4 even, and then for round 5 we're going to start working on the thumb section. So I'm going to meet you back at the end of round 4. Okay, so I have finished up round 4 here, and I picked up this lighter green again, and we're going to work round 5, and we're going to start shaping for the thumb. So we're going to chain 1, and we're still working in that back loop. So I just joined in that back loop, and we will be working in the back loop for almost the rest of the pattern. All right, so we're going to work that half double crochet in that first stitch there, and we're going to work 5 more for a total of 6. So we're going to have 6 half double crochet. Okay, so I have worked my 6 half double crochet, and now in my next stitch, we're still working in that back loop. I'm going to work 2 half double crochet, and this is going to start the shaping for the thumb. I know it won't look like it, but it will, I promise. And so there we go. We've got our 2 stitches, and we're just going to continue to half double crochet around. This is my favorite way to shape for thumb shaping. I mean, there's other ways that you can do it with fingerless gloves, but this is my favorite way because it's pretty seamless, requires very little sewing, actually not really any sewing except for weaving in ends, and I just think it looks really nice. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to keep going here. Okay, so I have finished round 5. I have 25 half double crochet. So now we're ready for round 6. I've picked up my other color, and I didn't cut any of these colors, so you can see we're just carrying them up the back, so or on the wrong side. If you're doing that, just make sure that your floats here are not too tight, because if they're tight, then this is going to kind of, you know, add some stress on your work, and you want it to, you know, feel very comfortable in your hand. But you also don't want it to be, these floats to be so loosey-goosey either, because then that could get caught in your fingers as you're trying to put your hand in. So you just want that happy medium there. All right, so let's work that half double crochet in the back loop in that first stitch, and we're going to continue to work 5 more for a total of 6. Oops, this yarn is splitting up. There we go. And we are then going to start our thumb section again. So we have our 6 stitches. So now we're back to this thumb section right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 half double crochet in each of these stitches, and we will be working in that back loop again. So I'm popping in 2 stitches there and 2 stitches there. So at the end of this round, you're going to have 27 stitches. So we're increasing by 2, and now we're just going to continue to half double crochet around to complete the round, working in that back loop. Now, you don't have to work in the back loop if you don't want to. I just like the way it looks. It just gives it a little bit more interest. I mean, this is a very simple pattern, and sometimes just to elevate a simple pattern, you just, you know, change things up by working in different loops, and then that can just take it from just looking, you know, kind of boring to like, wow, that looks really cool and nice. So that's just my reasoning. I love texture in crochet patterns, or any stitch patterns, knit patterns too. I just love seeing lots of interest in texture, so that's why I'm doing it like that. So I'm going to keep going, and I will meet you back. All right, so let's get ready for round 7. So round 6, we have 27 half double crochet. So we're chaining 1, we're going to half double crochet in that first stitch, and half double crochet in the next 5 for a total of 6 stitches, and then we will be back at our thumb section. Got to grow that thumb. So I think I have 6 there. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we got 6. All right, so now we're back to the thumb section. So what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that next stitch. We're increasing again, and now we are going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we're going to work 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So this is the end part of our thumb section. This is a splitty yarn. I'm like, it's pretty colors, but geez, it's annoying. All right, let's get that right. Get all the loops on there. There we go. Working those 2 stitches. So again, we have increased by 2, so now we will have a total of 29 stitches. And then we're just going to finish up the round by working half double crochet in that back loop to complete round 7 here. So I'm going to go off camera and I will meet you back. Okay, so I am ready to begin round 8. So round 7 we have 29 half double crochet, so let's do round 8. So I've chained 1, I'm going to half double crochet in that same stitch, and we are just going to half double crochet in that next 5. So again, total of 6. Alright, so I've got 6 half double crochet, and now we are back to our thumb section. So let's work 2 half double crochet in that next stitch to increase that thumb, and we're going to work half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So now I'm at my last stitch in my thumb section. So we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that last stitch, and then we just continue to work half double crochet around. So at the end of this round we're going to have a total of 31 half double crochet. So I'm going to keep going here, working off camera, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I am ready for round 9. So you can see have a sort of a pattern going on here with these colors. Alright, so let's begin round 9. So we're going to chain 1, and we're still working in those back loops. So we're half double crocheting in that first stitch, and we're going to half double crochet in the next 5 for a total of 6. Okay, so we're back to our thumb section. So we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that next stitch. Keep rowing that thumb. And now we are going to work half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And we're going to work 2 half double crochet in the next one for the other half of the thumb. The increases are like bookends. So we have our first bookend here, and then our second one there. And then in between is part of the thumb. So it will make sense, I promise. We're getting close to being done with the thumb. And then we just continue to work half double crochet in the back loop for the rest of this round 9. So I'm going to go off camera and I will meet you back. Okay, so I've completed round 9, and you should have 33 half double crochet. So let's do round 10. This will be our final round for our thumb, increasing our thumb section. So chaining 1, half double crochet in that same stitch there, and half double crocheting in the next 6, or the next 5. You're going to have a total of 6. Okay, so I have my 6 stitches, so let's go back to increasing here. So 2 half double crochet in that first stitch of our thumb section. Now we're going to work 8 half double crochet. Alright, so now I have 8 half double crochet, and we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that next stitch, and then we are going to continue to just half double crochet around for the rest of this round. So I will meet you back at the end of round 10 here. Okay, so let's begin round 11. We're going to chain 1 half double crochet in that back loop in the first stitch. Yep, there we go. And we're going to continue to work 5 more for a total of 6 half double crochet. Okay, so I have 6 half double crochet. So now we are going to turn this into a thumb hole. So what we're going to do is I've got my yarn over. I'm going to insert my hook in the back loop of the next stitch. I'm going to skip 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And another way is you'll just go to your other section, your bookend there, as I said, and go to that last half double crochet in the bookend. But in between, we're skipping 10 stitches. I am going to work in the back. Easier way is just to kind of fold it like this, and I'm going to insert my hook in that back loop. And we're just going to work our half double crochet stitch. And then I'm going to continue around in pattern, working half double crochet in that back loop for the rest of round 11. And then you can see we have our thumb hole. So I'm going to go off camera. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch of round 14. I'm working that half double crochet. So to complete the round, I'm going to join in both loops now. We had been joining in the back loop, but now we're going to join in both loops. And I am going to cut these colors here because they're starting to annoy. So I don't need them anymore. So we have one more round to go, round 15, and our fingerless glove is almost done. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet in that first stitch, and we're just going to single crochet all the way around in both loops. So you should have 24 single crochet, so I'm going to go do that and I will meet you back. Okay, so I've got my 24 single crochet. I'm just going to join in both loops, and now I'm going to cut my yarn. So we are almost done here for the left fingerless glove. Okay, so there we go. So there's the left. So now your glove could be finished, but I'm just going to work a round of single crochet around the thumb. I just think it gives it a little bit of a finished look, more of a finished look, and I just like a thumb hole to be a little bit taller. So if you're going to work your round of single crochet around your thumb, I suggest attaching your yarn in the back. So this is the wrong side, so you're not really going to see the joins. So I'm just going to attach my yarn in the back here. And it doesn't really matter how the amount of single crochet on my sample. Let's see, on these ones here, I think I worked 12 around. So you know, just work a nice even amount around the thumb hole, and then just join in your first stitch and then cut your yarn. So the amount doesn't really matter. Just remember the amount, because when you make your second fingerless glove, you want to have the same amount for each one. That's all. So I worked 12 for both, and I'll probably work 12 again. So there, I'm just working that single crochet. Oh my word, this yarn is like splitting up with me here. I'm just going to keep going, working around, and I will meet you back. So there you go. I worked again 12 around that thumb hole. I joined already with a slip stitch. I'm cutting my yarn. And then my left fingerless glove is all done. So there, it's turned on the right side. So you just pop your hand in there. And so there you go. I think it turned out really cute. So now we need to work on the right one. So for the right fingerless glove, the directions are going to be the same for the cuff up to row 4. And then row 5 is when we start the thumb shaping, and then that will be a little different than the left one. I mean, it's going to be the same principles, but the stitch counts as far as how many half double crochet, the setup counts are going to be a little bit different. So just work your cuff and work up to finish up round 4. And then I will meet you back at the end of round 4, and then we'll start on the thumb for the right glove. Okay, so now we are ready for round 5 of our right one. So for round 5, we're going to chain 1, half double crochet in that same stitch. And we're going to continue to half double crochet around until we have a total of 17 half double crochet. And we're still working in that back loop just like we did with the left one. So I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to work 17 and I will meet you back. Okay, so I have my 17 half double crochet. So now we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that next stitch. And then we should have 6 stitches left, and you're just going to half double crochet in those last 6 stitches. Okay, so I have finished up row 5. So for rows 6 through 10, it's going to be the same as the left mitt. So here we go, here's the left one again. And how we worked starting down here, we have the 2, we started off with the 2 in the 1 stitch, and then for round 6, you're going to work 2 half double crochet in each of these, and then you're going to have a total of 4 of your thumb section. And then round 7, you're going to work 2 half double crochet and then work even for 2 and then 2 half double crochet. So remember your book ends here. So always on the ends, you're working the 2 half double crochet and then you work even. And so you will keep doing that up to round 10. And then for round 11, you will work your half double crochet, your 17, and then you're going to combine those half double crochet stitches. So you're going to insert your hook in the first one here for the thumb. You're going to skip those 10 stitches and then insert your hook into the next back loop and then work that thumb there, and then just continue to work even. And then you just keep working even for 14 rounds after you've created your thumb, and then you'll work that single crochet around the top, and then if you want to, single crochet around the thumb. So I'm going to go do that. I thought I would show all the steps for the right thumb, but I feel like that's just being repetitive because it is basically the same. I just wanted you to know the counts. So you'll always be working the 17 half double crochet, and then you work your thumb section. So next time you see me, we will have a finished right glove. Okay, so here is the finished right fingerless glove here, and here is the left one. So now we've got a matching set, and then I also have this other set that I made, and I actually really like, oops, we got a scrap yarn on there, we don't get that off there. I actually really like these a lot. I might keep, I was going to donate both of them, but I might keep one set for myself because I really think they're cute. And Different ways to wear these is obviously you just wear them, you know, as is. But another way I like to wear them is I have some pairs of cheap gloves that I probably got at like a Dollar Tree or something like that. And you can actually slide these over those gloves and then you have extra warmth. And what I like is then it leaves my fingers free, even though I have gloves on, you know, since they're not super thick, I still have like some dexterity and can do things, but yet my hands are warm because I've got like the extra warmth here. So I do find them to be very versatile. I know some people think these are kind of useless, but I actually don't agree with that at all. I do wear them quite a bit. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.